Hello, good day, guys. Um, okay. I'm sorry if I can't be once again. I can't meet with you again. Just have some personal matters that I need to attend to. So, before I proceed with the actual topic, please take note of the following reminders, guys. Number one, what will happen next week? Next week is our scheduled performance task day, 'di ba? Next meeting. So, during the performance task, you know what to do. You have to present your business proposal. So, with your presentation, you can make a PowerPoint presentation, you can make a role-playing presentation. The more creative your presentation, the more it's interesting. So, bahala na kayo. You can make your visual aids, you can make props. So, bahala na kayo doon. Just be guided with the rubrics that I sent you. And also, we are supposed to have a quiz tomorrow. So, postpone muna the quiz. Let's have the quiz instead next meeting. Um, Kapag meron pa tayong time, may i-discuss pa rin ako na another topic. Pero, let's see. So, for today, I will be discussing with you lesson 3, and this is about industry analysis. So, actually, this is the content of your chapter 5. Kasi, di ba, you already have chapter 1, and I suppose that you are already done with the draft, which, guys nga pala ha, which you need to submit next meeting. So, what will be asked of you next meeting? Number 1 would be your chapter 1, the draft of your chapter 1, and also the draft of your chapter 5. And chapter 5 is about industry background. Ano pa ha, I am supposed to send you the template sana today, pero I am having problems with my laptop. I cannot access my file. So, basta ano na lang, draft na lang muna naman ang kailangan ko for chapter 1 and chapter 5. No need for wala pa akong nire-require na format or specific format. Basta much better kung printed, syempre, para mas madali rin sa inyo. So, hindi pa naman, I am not expecting for something perfect kasi draft pa lang din naman yan. So, this portion, which is the industry background, describes the business environment and mentions the industry where the business is categorized, as well as how this industry is performing in the present and projections for the future. Kasi if you are starting up a business, you also have to analyze the environment and the industry where your business belongs to. Syempre, you have to identify, 'di ba? I have already discussed to you about the industries. So, you have to identify which industry your business belongs to, and also the business environment. Kasi when it comes to business environment, there are two things, 'di ba? We have the internal environment and also the external environment. The internal environment, this is the environment that covers the whole organization. Halimbawa, we are pertaining about the employees, we are pertaining about the people who are operating the business, like the entrepreneur, ano pa ba, the manager. Yan, we are also pertaining the raw materials or the equipments the business has, and also the skills of the people. Yung mga ganun, mga example of internal environment which can affect your business. And also, we have the external environment naman. These are the factors outside your business which, of course, can also affect our business, but we cannot control. So, your chapter 5 should discuss the relevant industry dynamics. For example, here are our key points. Number 1, who are the competing enterprises in the industry and what are the comparative advantages and disadvantages. So, in chapter 5, you are to identify who are your competitors. Competitors meaning who are other players in the industry, businesses that sell the same products or services as yours. So, those are your competitors. So, it's very important that you identify them and also you identify the competitive advantage of each. Halimbawa, kung itong number one competitor mo ba ay mas mataas ang quality ng mga products na ino-offer nila, mas high-tech yung mga equipments nila, yung mga ganon, or halimbawa ay mas mataas na yung brand awareness nila, meaning established na talaga yung brand nila na kilalang kilala na ng lahat. So, yun yung mga pwede na mga competitive or comparative advantage ng bawat competitors natin, which we also need to identify. Not naman for the purpose na maanuhan natin sila, mataasan natin yun or mapantayan natin yun. Hindi. We just need to identify lang kasi in order for us to know how to enter nga the pool or the orbit of these competitors. Kasi alam mo kung paano makikipag-compete sa kanila. Even na wala ka naman talagang intention na taasan mo sila or higitan mo sila. Basta lang na para lang makapag-thrive yung business mo in that kind of environment. So, yun yung kailangan natin. Number 2, we need also to determine who are the suppliers in the industry and what are their capabilities and bargaining power. Yan, we also need to, kayo, lalo na in your nature of business, syempre, nakaisip na kayo what products or services you are going to offer. Syempre, kayo din also, you also have to identify din saan kayo kukuha ng supplies. Kung halimbawa, magmamanufacture kayo or yung mga things that you need, kung magpo-provide kayo ng services, saan kayo kukuha ng mga things that you need? Yan, kailangan nyo i-identify yan. Kasi, 'di ba, these suppliers, take note lang, 'di ba? These suppliers, they also sell the same supplies to your competitors. Ganon din 'yon. So, nasa sa inyo na lang kung paano kayo makikipag-deal, 'di ba, with your suppliers na makakapagbigay ng the most favorable na halimbawa na yun nga na deal sa kanila, bibigay sa inyo ng price in this ganitong volume, yung mga ganyan. Number 3, what are the channels of distribution being used by the industry? How effective are these channels? When we talk about kasi channels of distribution, this is a matter of how we are going to make our products and services accessible to our target customers. So, paano ba? Ayan, alam na naman natin, identified na natin yung isa, di ba? Yung meron tayong trade fair na magkakaroon tayo ng physical store sa school for, let's say, a couple of days. So, yun na, yung magiging number 1 na channel of distribution natin. Or if you want nga to open an online shop, anong mga channels of distribution na available? Halimbawa, are you going to hire a delivery guy? O kaya, are you going to make use of the logistics na available sa atin, like LBC or JNT, yung mga ganyan. Ang question lang dyan is, paano makakarating to your customers yung products and services that you offer? So let's talk about the business enterprise. This is an organization that is engaged in commercial activities, the trade of goods or services, or both with consumers. The goal of the business enterprise is basically to earn a profit. Business enterprise, ito yung the kind of business that you have, that you're going to enter in a competing companies, which is yun nga, the enterprise. So, kasi nga, pagpasok ng business, hindi mo yan basta lang na, 'di ba, tatayo ka ng negosyo and then magta-thrive na siya. Hindi. If you want to ensure that your business will yield or generate income or profit for you, 'di ba? You have to identify din, or you have to understand din the environment, kung saan mo gusto mag-thrive yung business mo. So we have three types of business. This is according to activity. Activity meaning this is the core of their business or core of their operation. Number one, we have the manufacturing. Manufacturing involves converting raw materials into a finished product. Yan, halimbawa, ingredients like let's say for a bakery, we have the flour, we have the milk, we have the sugar, we have the egg, 'di ba? Yun yung mga raw materials natin, and then we bake these raw materials, and then 'di ba, magka-come up tayo with the finished goods, that is halimbawa a bread or a cake. Yan, yun yung mga manufacturing, meaning bumibili sila ng raw materials and then they convert or they process these raw materials to come up with the finished product. Yan yung example, yung mga tawag dito, mga factory natin dyan sa EPSA, mga ganyan. O kaya ay, yan, yung mga food, mga restaurants, ganyan. Kasi nagpa-process din sila ng mga food. O kaya ano pa, garments, 'di ba? Bumibili sila ng tela or threads, mga ganyan. And then, kinakat nila, tinatahi nila, and then nakakabuo sila ng damit. So, those are example of manufacturing companies. And then we have the merchandising company o merchandising business. Ito naman, ito yung naririnig natin, nagba-buy and sell. They buy a finished good and then they resell these goods with a markup. Yun naman yung kalakaran nila ng pagbi-business nila. Usually naman, pag ganitong merchandising businesses, ang pinaka core ng operation natin would be, yun nga, contacting suppliers, and then kailangan natin ng warehouse, and then kailangan natin ng logistics or channels of distribution. Ganun naman ang pinaka tinatawag nating main operation of merchandising business. And then, yung other type of business natin, we have the service business. Service business naman, ito yung more on, ang pinakapuhunan natin or capital natin would be our people, 'di ba? The labor. Usually kasi mga skilled 'yan. Wherein pupunta yung customer natin sa shop natin, and then magre-render tayo ng services natin sa kanila. 'Di ba? So, for example, we have salon, we have hospitals, ganyan. We have car wash, yung mga ganon. Ang binabayaran natin dyan or pinakamalaking cost natin dyan would be the salary. Yun naman pag service business. Pero service business, kailangan natin dyan mga employees natin, mga skilled. Kasi yun yung binabayaran ng tao sa atin. It's either yung skills natin or the equipment or tools that we have na wala sila, 'di ba? Mga ganyan. So, eto guys, let me show you na lang yung mga classification of industries natin that we have in the Philippines. Para at least alam nyo kung saang industry mag-fall yung business nyo. Actually, ito naman mga masyadong mga generalized na din. Halimbawa, kung sa business nyo, if you're going to, yun nga, buy raw materials and convert them into a finished good, papasok kayo dun sa letter C, which is manufacturing. Yan. So, ayan na. So, hanapin nyo na lang dyan kung saan magfo-fall yung businesses nyo. So, industry analysis is a tool that facilitates a company's understanding of its position relative to other companies that produce similar products or services. Understanding the forces at work in the overall industry is an important component of effective strategic planning. Industry analysis enables small business owners to identify the threats and opportunities facing their businesses and to focus their resources on developing unique capabilities that could lead to a competitive advantage. Kasi nga, we need talaga to analyze our business environment, especially if you want to have a place in the competition. 'Di ba? Ayaw mo naman ng tawag dito, ng come what may, kung ilan yung mabebenta mo sa araw na yun. Ayaw mo naman ng gano'n na bahala na. Gusto mo talaga ma-ensure na magiging key player din yung business mo in the competition o kaya in the environment or community kung saan mo itatayo yung business mo. So, dito, we will be discussing about two um, two types of analysis. Actually, tatlo talaga yung analysis na ginagamit when it comes to industry analysis. We have the pestle analysis, we have the Porter 5 forces analysis, and then we have the SWOT analysis. Pero for sa atin, sa case natin, which is, yun nga, for the chapter 5 na gagawin natin, since nga, yung mga businesses natin would be ano pa lang 'di ba? Putting up pa lang na stage 'yan, yung mga bago pa lang. Ang tawag natin diyan, new entries pa lang tayo kumbaga. So ang i-require ko na lang would be the Porter 5 forces analysis and also the SWOT analysis kasi yung pestle analysis ano na to para na to sa mga tawag dito, yung mga nag-ooperate na rin na mga businesses. So here are the Porter 5 forces analysis. So Porter's 5 forces is a business analysis model that helps to explain why various industries are able to sustain different levels of profitability. The model was published in Michael E. Porter's book, Competitive Strategy: Techniques for Analyzing Industries and Competitors in 1980. The 5 forces model is widely used to analyze the industry structure of a company as well as corporate strategy. Porter identified 5 undeniable forces that play a part in shaping every market and industry in the world, with some caveats. The 5 forces are frequently used to measure competition intensity, attractiveness, and profitability of an industry or market. Kasi yun nga, ang number one feature kasi ng 5 forces analysis is for you to analyze na the not just the competitive environment but the whole environment itself if you are just starting up with your business. Yan, kasi dito, mami-measure natin yung profitability ng business natin, and also, we can measure also the competition. Also, we get to identify our direct and indirect competition dito sa Porter 5 forces analysis. So, therefore, makakapag-come up tayo with a strategic plan para makapag-thrive talaga yung business natin amidst this competition within the industry. So number 1 force, we have the ease of entry. Ease of entry meaning gaano kadali. Yun naman talaga yung based on the keyword, gaano kadali for your business na makapasok sa orbit of competition. Yun yung tungkol sa ease of entry. Ano yung mga factors that we need to look into? For example is new entrants, yun nga yata ang tawag sa atin, sa putting up a business pa lang, new entrants ang tawag sa atin or new entries. Meaning, papasok pa lang tayo, maglo-launch pa lang tayo ng products natin. So, ano-ano yung mga factors na or mga threats na pwede nating ma-encounter habang nagpo-put up tayo ng business. Pwedeng halimbawa ay we can look into halimbawa mga permits, gaano kadali mag-come up ng permits, licenses, uh, gaano kahirap makahanap ng mga suppliers, ganyan. And also, ano yung mga challenge mo in identifying your competitors, like direct and indirect competitors, kung paano magta-thrive yung business natin. Yun, yung mga ganong factors yung pwede nating tingnan. Kasi nga, ano yung sa tingin mo na magiging threat or magiging problems na that you can encounter habang nagpo-put up ka pa lang ng business mo. Yan. So, marami kayong maiisip niyan when it comes sa ease of entry, yung mga factors na yun. Number 2 factor of forces, we have the bargaining power of suppliers. Bargaining power meaning yung pakikipagtawaran natin sa mga suppliers natin. Kasi there are times na yung mga suppliers natin, nagbibigay sila ng magandang deal, lalo na sa mga, halimbawa, yung mga suki na nila, o kaya, yung sa tingin nila na bago nilang magiging suki na magkakaroon sila ng promising business relationship with. Yan, yung mga ganyan. So, kayo, yun nga, number 1, syempre, you need to identify your suppliers. And also, sa tingin nyo, sino pa yung mga iba na mga competitors nyo na sila din yung nagsusupply? Yun yung mga kailangan nating tingnan. Kasi, number 1, may mga times na yung mga suppliers, may favorite sila na mga clients, which yung mga favorite na clients yun, competitors mo. 'Di ba? Paano kung maging mas favorable yung mga suppliers mo sa competitors mo, 'di ba? So, yun yung mga kailangan nating mga i-identify. So, kayo ganun. Identify nyo suppliers nyo, and then sa tingin nyo makakatipid ba kayo pag sa kanila kayo bumili? Anong deal yung pwede nilang ibigay sa inyo kung bibili kayo ng mga maramihan, ganyan. And then we also have the purchasing power of buyers. Ito. So, ito, madali lang din naman ma-identify. Kasi kung halimbawa, kung kolehiyan community yung magiging target market natin o yung buyers natin, syempre, number 1 na aalamin natin would be the population. Ilang students, ilang teachers, yung mga pwedeng bumili sa'yo, di ba? Pwede maging customers mo. Next na lang is yung purchasing power nila. Tatansyahin mo syempre kung yung product na i-offer mo is something nga that they can afford, kasi baka mamaya masyadong mahal pala yung ibebenta mo, baka naman hindi kayang bilihin ng mga, 'di ba, ng mga estudyante, since students lang sila and then they live off lang, 'di ba, from their allowance. So, yun yung mga kailangan nating i-consider when it comes to purchasing power of buyers. Siyempre, pagdating naman sa online, aalamin mo rin, para kanino ba? Sino ba target market mo? Sa tingin mo, ano yung level of income, di ba, ng target market mo? Pangmasa ba to? O pang middle wage earner ba to? Or pang high wage earner ba yung product mo? Yan, kailangan mo alamin. Kaya that's why we need then to identify kung para kanino talaga na group of people you intend to offer your product or service. Para ma-identify mo rin yung purchasing power nila. And then we have the threats of substitutes. Actually, alam ko na-discuss ko na sa inyo about the substitutes. Substitute is about, actually, ito yung indirect competitors natin. Substitute meaning these are the product or services that are not necessarily the same as the product or services that you offer, pero your customer can buy as an alternative of your product or service. yung pwede nilang bilhin kapalit kung hindi nila bibilhin yung product mo. For example, if you're offering, halimbawa, yung sa akin, I am offering pandesal nga, which is food for, 'di ba, sagot sa gutom, for hunger. So, instead of pandesal, ano pa yung mga pwede nilang bilhin? Syempre, pandesal, marami ring mga ibang nagbebenta ng pandesal. So, mga direct competitors ko na yung mga Gardenia, o kaya ay Bake My Day, yung mga ganyan, o yung mga bakery sa kanto, direct competitors ko na sila kasi they are also selling na yung pandesal, 'di ba? Same ng product ko. Pero ano pa yung pwedeng bilhin ng mga tao instead of pandesal? 'Di ba? They can buy rice, they can buy pancit, they can buy pasta. So those are my indirect competitors o yung tinatawag nating substitutes. Yan. O, titingnan nyo rin ano yung mga substitutes that are available doon sa industry environment nyo. Kasi, competitors mo rin sila, although, indirect nga, which iba yung binibenta nila, pero substitute of your product or alternative of your product. And then we have the competitive rivalry. Yan. Dito naman, ang talagang i-identify mo na yung mga direct competitors mo na. Again, yung mga businesses that offer the same product or services as yours. And also, yun yung sinabi ko kanina, you also have to identify their competitive advantages, and also kailangan mo rin silang i-rank. Sino yung top 1, ganyan, up to siguro rank 10, ganon. And then, kung ikaw, papasok mo yung product mo sa competition, sa tingin mo, you need to weigh then or measure kung pang ilang rank ka doon. Yan. Based on based na rin sa competitive advantage mo. Ano lang naman yan usually sa competitive advantage, ang tinitingnan natin dyan is the quality versus the price. Syempre, pinaka-ideal na yung low price, high quantity, di ba? And then, another industry analysis that I will be requesting of you would be the SWOT analysis. Ewan ko, siguro familiar na kayo sa SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis, SWOT, this is an acronym for strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Ito, tinitingnan, ginagawa rin to ng mga businesses, kahit pa mga established na ng mga businesses, ginagawa rin to. Pwede rin naman sa mga putting up pa lang, para malaman kung ano yung current situation or current environment ng business mo. Yan. Ginagamit din ito para makapag-map tayo sa mas effective na strategic plan. Actually, sa strategic planning activity, ginagamit talaga yung SWOT analysis. Pwede ito gamitin ng businesses, pwede ito gamitin ng isang team. Actually, ikaw, tawag dito, pwede rin itong maging for an individual or personal. Pwede rin yan. Yan. SWOT analysis is a strategic planning technique that provides assessment tools. Kasi nga, i-assess mo yung current na, kumbaga, yung status quo of your business. Identifying core strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats lead to fact-based analysis, fresh perspective, and new ideas. So, itong SWOT analysis, lalo na for an organization or a team, mas effective to kung gagawin to ng mas marami. O yun nga, yung isang team. Kasi nga, much better kung yung mga inputs ay magagaling sa different perspectives. Kasi kung isang tao lang yung gagawa niyan and for an organization or team yung gagawin niya, 'di ba? ano yon, magiging limited yung input kasi coming lang from one person yon. Paano kung may makaligtaan kang detail, 'di ba? Paano kung may makaligtaan ka doon sa perspective that you have? So, ayan, isa-isahin natin yung SWOT natin. Strength, ibig sabihin, these are the positive attributes of your business. Ano to sa strength, titingnan natin to sa internal environment ng business natin. Within the organization lang. Yan, yung sinabi ko, yung titingnan natin, we can look into, halimbawa, yung mga highly skilled nating mga employees, ganyan. O kaya yung mga employees natin na oriented na sa customer service. O halimbawa, if you are a baker, magaling mag-bake yung employee mo o yung baker mo, o masarap magluto yung chef mo, yung mga ganyan. Pwede yon as strength kasi mga positive attribute yon. Pwede rin yung mga halimbawa, yung mga latest technology equipments na meron ka, o yung mga computer programs na competitive na meron ka, o kaya ay ano pa ba? Yung advantageous na location ng business mo. Ayan, may mga ganun. Basta anything positive about your business. Yun yung titingnan natin. Again, this is internal environment. And then, yung isa naman, syempre, kung may positive attributes na tayong i-identify, o i-identify din natin yung weaknesses ng business natin. Weaknesses meaning these are the negative attributes naman. For example, yung mga employees mo who are lack of skills, mga ganun. O kaya, mga kinds of equipment na kailangan ng business mo pero wala ka pa nun. Mga ganyan. O kaya halimbawa mababa pa sa brand awareness. Yung brand mo hindi pa masyadong alam ng tao or kilala ng tao. Yung mga ganon na types of weaknesses. Hindi natin to ina-identify para, 'di ba, para ma-overwhelm ka sa mga negativities na to. Pero kasi kailangan nating i-identify to para ma-address natin to turn these weaknesses and negativities into our strength. Hindi naman kasi siya mag-stay na ganun, 'di ba? Ito na rin kasi yung pwede nating gawing targets. Yan. Para makapag-come up tayo sa strategic plan. So again, itong strengths and weaknesses, internal environment, meaning anything pertaining to the inside of the organization. So these are our controlled na factors. Kasi nga, within the organization lang to. Yung susunod kasi, outside the organization na to, uncontrolled na to. So we have the opportunities. Mga sa tingin mo, what are the things na pwedeng mangyari outside your company na makakapag-benefit or makaka-affect positively sa company mo. For example, let's say ay rollback ng gasolina. Yan, 'di ba? Pag nag-rollback yung gasolina, ibig sabihin magmumura lahat, magmumura raw materials, magmumura ang logistics, 'di ba? Yung mga ganon. O ano rin 'yon. O kaya ay halimbawa yung trending yung ganitong product. Trending kasi let's say naging sensational siya sa social media, so nag-trending siya, eksakto yun din yung product na binibenta mo. Yung mga ganon na types of opportunities, basta anything outside your company that will positively affect your business. Syempre, opposite naman would be yung threats. Ito naman ito yung mga factors outside your business that can potentially affect your business negatively naman. Yan. So, anything na makikita mo na threats, again, outside your business naman yun. Okay? So, itong opportunities and threats, these are our uncontrolled na factors. Pero, identify natin yung threats so that we can plan naman a countermeasure para hindi naman maging ganun ka-impactful yung mga threats na to once na ma-encounter na ng business natin. So these are the comparison lang between Porter's and SWOT. So to summarize lang, Porter, this is much more detailed. Yan, detailed yan. Halimbawa, when it comes to your yung process mo, kung paano magpo-put up ng business, ano pa, yun yung ease of entry, and also you get to identify your direct and indirect competitors, ganyan. Sa SWOT analysis naman, although yun nga, mata-touch up mo yung all of the aspects of your business, pero this is much more on a bigger picture. May mga times na yun nga, may nakakaligtaan tayong details pagdating sa SWOT kasi parang medyo i-scan mo lang yung all aspects of your business dito sa activity na to. So, any questions, guys? So, ganon. For your chapter 5, yon, yung unang gagawin nyo is identify nyo mga competitors nyo. Although nandun na rin naman siya sa sa Porter's 5 forces analysis. So, yun, nahanapin ko yun sa Porter's nyo, yung mga direct, indirect competitors, yung comparative advantages, and also mas gusto ko rin na makita yung ranking ng competition, yan. Tapos, yun, gagawa rin kayo syempre ng SWOT analysis nyo. Yan na yung for chapter 5. Syempre, lalagyan nyo ng write-ups, meaning explanation. Bakit ganun yung mga analysis nyo, ha? So, from this day forward nga pala, guys, simula nung ginawa nyo yung chapter, yung draft nyo ng chapter 1, ang mga outputs na natin, groupings na yan, ha? So, tawag dito, make sure, lalo na sa mga group leaders, itatanong ko yan, so kindly take note na lang kung sino-sino yung mga group mates nyo na nagko-contribute, ano na-contribute nila, sino yung mga hindi nagko-contribute, ha? Kasi syempre, 'di ba? I-ano natin, kailangan we have to make sure na everyone is cooperating and contributing, 'di ba? Kasi ano pa rin 'yan. Yung grades nyo magiging group din 'yan. Kung anong grade ng isa, yun ang magiging grade ng lahat. So maging fair lang tayo. Pero for your chapter 1, i-include nyo yung first activity tsaka second activity ng each of your members. Yung naalala nyo yung 15 opportunities coming from macro environment, and also yung risk return analysis nila. Yun, isasama nyo yun lahat para makita natin yung mga naging process nyo, kung paano kayo nag-come up with that one business na napili nyo. Yan, ha. So, medyo mahaba-haba yung magiging chapter 1 nyo. Tapos chapter 5. And then, again, next meeting, quiz tayo. And then, presentation din. So, pag may time pa, may i-discuss pa ako ng isang topic. Okay? Kasi next week, exams na tayo eh. Okay, guys? So, gawin nyo na tong chapter 5. Gawa na kayo ng mag-brainstorming na kayo, and then gawa na kayo ng draft nyo. Kailangan ko yan next meeting naman, ha. Next week. So, marami kayong isasubmit sa akin next week. Presentation, yung draft ng chapter 1 and chapter 5, and then may quiz pa tayo. Okay? Pag may question, mag-message lang sa akin. Do not hesitate kung may hindi naiintindihan. Okay? Bye everyone!